Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Royal Tennis Court here at Hampton Court Palace. We have in front of us is the ladies exhibition, the first ever ladies exhibition here at the Champions Trophy. So, the way this is going to work, my name is Ben Gatenbeek, by the way. The way this is going to work is that we will have a set 8 between our two main protagonists, Jess Garside and Nicola Doble, and after that they'll be joined by two of the up-and-coming stars of the ladies' real tennis world in Carney and Darcy Blaber. Those two are off to the Under-19 Girls World Championships in Tuxedo in a week or so's time. And so this is a valuable court experience playing on the big stage for those two. And so they'll be in the doubles later on. But for now, it is Nicola and Nicola and Jess. Both these two were the qualifiers from the qualifying rounds into the Ladies World Championship main draw over in Newport at the World Championships back in May. Jess lost to Tara and Nicola lost to Saskia. Both are off around about the same handicap, so it should be a fairly good battle. And the crowd has stayed on to enjoy this exhibition. It's been an absolutely fantastic year of ladies tennis. We've had the new World Championship format over in Newport, and we are pleased to announce that the British Ladies Open will be held at the Queen's Club alongside the Men's Open for the first time in over 35 years this year. And so it will be great to see these women players on the biggest stage alongside their male counterparts. Quick look at the players. Let's start with Jess because she's one on court right now, age 30. Playing out of C-Court, handicap of 33.6. Played down in Australia at the recent Australian Open. Did well down there, partnering Leah van der Zwalmen in the doubles. Played the Bathurst Cup for Great Britain down in Australia the year before. But laments that she's not made a main draw final before. So there you can see most recently playing at that Ladies World Championships over in Newport. Her opponent, who I think has just gone to the bathroom just before the match, is Nicola Doble here, amateur from the Royal Tennis Court, and plays rather well here, left-handed, one of the two left-handers at the top of the game. Also played the Bathurst Cup, both here in the UK and out in Australia.
Okay, welcome everyone to our first ever ladies exhibition match in the Champions Trophy. On the serving end, all the way from Hayling Island, we have Jess Garside. And on the hazard end, from the Royal Tennis Court, Nicola Doble. So there are two parts to this match. Singles is first to 8 games, and then two of our juniors will be joining for a first to 8 set double. Okay? So one set to 8 games, just to serve first. Level.
Okay, here we go, underway.
Hazard, second gallery.
Garside looking for those hazard galleries. Winning gallery early on. Disappointed just to have the hazard second out of it.
Chase, worse than a yard. 2 chases.
So we'll get Nicola down this serving end for the first time wearing that black skort. Not something I've seen at top level tennis before. I don't think it would pass muster at Queen's Club, but she's a local here and she knows what she can get away with.
So no strokes, 2 chases. Hazard second gallery and worse than a yard. Hazard second gallery.
Possible to allow a dark coloured skort.
Is that a new RTC rule?
Yes, it's a new RTC rule.
Boom!
Dark coloured skorts can be worn by both men and women.
Giles Doy joining me on the commentary.
We've also got Peter Wright as well. He's still with us this afternoon. Jess Garside with absolutely zero respect for the home advantage that Nicola Doble should have in this match. And Ben, please forgive me if I've got this incorrect. I think Nicola is the only person competing in this year's Champions Trophy who is left-handed.
You're correct, Charles.
Chase, better than 6.
That is indeed correct. She is one of 2 left-handed women at the top of the game. Although I could make the argument that Bryn actually is left-handed as well.
Ben, you make this argument almost literally every single time that I see you, and unprovoked as well. You just, I don't understand. I don't understand why you. I don't understand why you.
Does he not serve right-handed though?
He does, but he writes left-handed.
It doesn't matter. We're not. Ben, this is tennis. It's not writing a play. Doesn't matter what hand he writes with.
Anyway, Jess down the serving end to
Chase better than 6.
Chase is in the numbers to defend.
Oh,
Great serve from Garside.
Fantastic serve.
30-15. Chase better than 4.
Finding the length already on this court.
Oh.
Suggesting a lot of the commentary for us, which is very thoughtful.
30 all.
Do you know, one thing that I've actually pitched to Ben that we should potentially do, and I know Ben, you're good with
Chase better than 3.
innovation and adding new features in different parts of the game. Self-commentated matches. It happens in cricket, like at the T20. You get a couple of players.
Very selective, Giles. I don't think you'd want to be giving Ben Taylor Matthews that.
There are definitely some people. You're definitely going to need a bleepers box for a few players.
So I think I know exactly the place for it, and I'll tell you in a sec. Oh no, that's just bounced.
That's a great retrieval.
That's better than 3 we're playing off.
Chase better than a yard.
Oh, sorry, apologies. That was setting a chase.
2
I
chases,
think the
30
place
all.
exactly for that match that you described, Giles, is the instance where you have a World Championship match that is over in 2 days, and you have an exhibition doubles on the 3rd day, which is part of the requirements for hosting of World Championships.
And Peter would know all about that, having stepped in 2020, I believe, didn't you, at Oratory?
I did step in Oratory. Got to play with Camden against Nikki and Rob.
So I think
Not a bad gig, wasn't it?
one of the few times I've had my name on the dressing room.
30 all, better
The
than
dressing
3.
rooms at the Oratory aren't necessarily the most upmarket.
better than 3 the chase.
40-30, better than a yard.
First game to the home player.
1-0.
When I arrived at the auction, a member of the crowd heard that I was an amateur. They were a little concerned for my safety and well-being.
Or in case you didn't know how to hold a tennis racket or something.
I think it was something along the lines that I might get hurt by the big chaps who played lots.
Hazard better than 2.
Who was
Level.
chap number 4?
So I played with Camden against Rob and Nicky.
I mean, to be fair, if you're playing against Rob and Nicky, I mean, that's just going to be that's surely just a forcing. I mean, I'd have bought chainmail armour as defence, but we've talked at length about things that I would wear on the tennis court.
I think Nicky forced one at me when I was, in theory, defending the grill, but other than that, it was
quite tame.
Relatively. It was relatively safe. I think in fairness, when although those guys hit the ball phenomenally hard, you actually feel quite safe on court with them because they know what they're doing and where they're hitting it. The people that are scary are the ones that hit it very hard but with slightly less idea of where the ball's going.
Yeah, kind of wild swipes.
That's a bit more fun.
Yeah.
15 love, receiver leads, chase 3 and 4.
Garside's already under the pump here, I think. Doble's looking strong on her home court.
Loss.
Left-hander at this level being able to play the timbre much more proficiently than a right-hander at around the 30s handicap.
Oh.
Yeah, the RTC booking sheet is I think you can tell when there's a ladies world ladies world championship coming up, because Nicola is usually booking a 6:30 AM court probably twice a week for about 4 months beforehand.
I thought that was her modus operandi regardless of upcoming tournaments.
She very much focused herself towards prioritising particularly the World Championships.
Just managed to sneak that past Nicola, threading the needle between the racket and the timbre.
I'd say anyone that's prepared to play at 6:30 twice a week, handicap improved automatically.
Half a yard.
I faintly recall you dabbled in some very early morning tennis. I guess like maybe in the days when maybe like Josh Smith or Chris Chapman were here, kind of.
I used to be on court at 7,
yeah.
Sometimes before work, yes. So not my first choice, but needs must when you don't get much court time. If you're going to get a good hit, then it's worth getting up for.
Opportunity here for Garside to get on the board. 40-15 up. Short chase for the first one, but we'll have a good shot at the second one.
It's only one chase, I think.
Second point, I mean.
Ah, okay.
40-15, receiver
Half a
leads.
yard's a write-off, no?
Chase half a yard.
20. I think at the pro level, half a yard is beaten 1 in every 4.
Lost the chase. 30-40.
I think numbers I'd thrown together from some matches years ago.
That's bizarre.
I guess most people would, yeah. I guess particularly at the pro level, you just have people who would just take on the force. Who take on the force for the return of serve, and the server would basically fluff it.
But I was thinking more than if we're able to win 1 in 4 of those 1-yard chases, why do they not just do that all the time when there's no chase set? Or the chases not as good as
chase 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's actually not. You're right. It's actually not much of an edge, and I think that's why you definitely have some players and some players their mentality is just like, I just set 2 chases. I don't really care where it is.
Chase 3 and 4.
I just get the service end and I aim for the big green box at the far end and take it from there.
It's a great tactic. There's a lot to be said for that.
Do you know, there's a lot of great tactics that I've heard about and sometimes talk about in front of a microphone. The extent to which I myself actually follow through on that stuff is pretty rare.
I'm amazed, Charles. The amount of your
It's
analytic mind.
It's all right because in 3 days' time,
is 1 and 2.
Ben is chopping everybody's handicaps globally by 2.5 points, and I am going to return to my career best. Career very much in
Bell 2 and 3. Lost and chase. Advantage server.
Thanks for that, Ben. By the way.
Chase 3 and 4.
Chopping everyone's handicaps. It's a very compelling argument Ben has made on Real Tennis News. If you like your graphs and like a good explanation about why that's happening.
Yeah, the basic gist of it is, as new players come in, they take points from everybody else, it pushes everybody else upwards. Another threading of the needle by Jess Garside. Yeah, pushes everybody else upwards, and so we're going to try and keep handicaps at a constant level. So it's not that you've gotten worse since your career best, Giles. The system has screwed you over, and now we're restoring that.
Oh no, I've definitely got worse because my career best was previously set. I think it was 2 days before lockdown 1 for COVID.
Well, that means you're the same then, because we're restoring it to the level that it was post-lockdown COVID.
That was very much a point in my playing career where I could play a good couple of times a week and was starting to get my fitness into some decent shape. That was 4 years ago.
Chase 4 and 5.
Sorry, that sounded as if it was like 44 years ago, and therefore your fitness has gone for that reason. Even though you're barely any age at all, Giles.
Oh, that's an unfortunate miss from Garside.
In this sport, you're right, I am barely any age at all. Particularly in a sport where Rob Fay can still win the US Pro at 56-57.
Indeed.
That's a lovely shot from Jess.
Loving the positivity in Jess's game at the moment. She's
30-15.
Not being afraid to take on the shots, pushing at that tower, pushing at that winning gallery. I think she's probably going into it mentally the underdog. Because she's playing away, but I don't think that's any reason to suggest that she's a weaker player.
40-15, 1 chase.
No, and I guess, Ben, actually, these players, presumably in kind of open tournaments, would actually play each other very often.
Now we get the next one.
Oh yeah, we didn't actually look at the head-to-head when we were doing the setup. Let's have a look at that. There we go. No, they don't.
I guess kind of with both players regularly being in the kind of top 8, but probably not in the top 4, they're not going to be progressing through to the later parts of the tournament where they might meet each other.
No, I don't think that Nicola's played all that many British Opens, being down at C Corp for the last 25 or so years. In April, which is in term time, because by trade she's a school teacher.
That's right.
Difficult to get the time off, because you need about 4 days to play that British Open at C Corp. So she is very keen to play the British Open at Queen's this year,
40.
which she describes as a 20-minute walk from her school. So trying to make the time available to get down and play.
Okay,
she
2-1.
has no excuse for being late then, in that case.
Well, she has requested to be the first one on, so she doesn't have to worry about running over time. So she can get back to class.
So she can get back to the maths classes.
I thought it was because she liked playing really early in the morning.
Which goes against what amateurs usually request at the British Open, which is to be as late on as possible so they can get off work.
I think from memory, Julian used to ask for the same thing when he was playing Julian Snow.
Playing
He
early.
asked for a nice 9 or 10 o'clock court because he really liked playing early and knew that lots of other people didn't.
I'm thinking here of the likes of the Ed Kays, Jamie Douglases of the world. Usually the to be scheduled last one on the doubles with yourself.
It was a little easier if you could be on at 7 o'clock. Money's a mad dash I did down the M4 hoping for there to be no traffic.
Famously quiet part of the motorway network.
I did have to actually abandon my car one year when I was playing a British amateur doubles semi-final on the Friday.
That's a super shot from Jess, really exploiting it.
And jump onto the tube train.
Oh, don't you know what I did? Don't you know why I'm here?
Oh!
I got there with all of about 6 minutes to spare.
Well, it's going to be a bit tighter of a schedule this year because there'll be 10 women's matches at Queen's, plus the qualifiers at Holyport to go in with the men's schedule.
Nicklin needs a bit more than that to get that over the winning gallery line.
As at half a yard, 2 chases.
When can we hear more information
Last
about
gallery
when
and
the
hazard
draw
half
and
yard.
when tickets will come available for that, Ben? Do you know?
So the draw will be done after the French Open.
Okay.
So I can tell you what the schedule will roughly look like. So last year we had the Super Sunday, which playing on both courts.
Isn't that your worst nightmare?
It was not the easiest day, but it was lots of fun, and I'd highly recommend going to Queen's on that Sunday because there's so much good tennis. It's the first round matches, so it's all very competitive. The women's main draw starts on the Wednesday, so that is alongside the men's first round doubles. So Claire's probably going to have to double up on that day.
Is that again across both courts?
And that's going to be across both courts. So that's the women's singles quarters. So there's 8 in the main draw women's. They'll start on the Wednesday. The Thursday and the Friday will be the women's semi-finals, which adds to the existing schedule. And so that means that instead of starting at 12, that will be starting at around, I guess, 9 o'clock-ish.
15 all.
And then the women's
Last
singles
gallery.
final will be the Saturday after the men's singles semis, and the women's doubles final will be after the men's doubles semis on the Sunday.
Run the chase.
And then in addition to all that, the qualifying will be held
30-15.
on the weekend beforehand at
Hazard half
Holyport.
yard.
Another nick serve from Jess Garside.
Very
30
sharp
all.
serve from Jess.
She has found a good length on it so far today. And then, of course, the other change to the format is that there is now a limit on the entry of a 40 handicap.
Yeah, sure.
She's caught the right hand.
So what was the limit before, Ben?
40-30.
There was no limit.
Ah.
So beforehand, it was a case of you had 60, 70 handicappers playing against 30s, and it was really not a product that lent itself well to. It was more of a encouraging women to play, but I think we've got enough women playing now that we want to promote the elite side of the game as opposed to just the participation side. And the Open should be about the elite side.
I would agree. I also think it can be off-putting to some people if they play a tournament and end up playing against somebody
Chase
who
worse than
is
4.
ranked
40-31
more,
chase.
way
Much
far
further
harder
down.
than they are.
Much further down.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so the logic of a 40 handicap cut is we look at the best player on the men's circuit, which is Cameron. He's a plus 18. And compare that to the men's cut, which is a 15. So that's around 30 points. And we look at the best player on the women's circuit, which is Claire, which is a 5. And you add about 34 points to that, and you get to about a 40.
Chase worse than
So
4.
we're still picking the top 2% of players eligible. So it really is, you have to be at the top of the sport to be even in the qualifying stages.
Oh.
Great pickup.
It's a really good pickup from Nicola.
Juice.
There's a proper attacking shot from Jess there that would have given her a 2-game lead.
Jess has adapted very well and very quickly to this court. It's a very different court to C court, as she normally plays.
Oh,
Well, that doesn't sound good.
That is
Like a very expensive volley.
That is a busted string.
Does she have a spare?
She can stick her finger through her racket. That's how.
and Nick's only just sat down.
That's how
to reach.
busted the racket is.
Oh boy. Well, I don't think she's got a second.
Yeah, she's
available.
got a second. She's literally pulled it out of the bag.
Oh, it's a chase. That's why she's not walked back. That's why.
Advantage. Server.
The strings don't normally pop that much.
Chase 2. Chase 2.
So this to go 3-1 up in the race to 8.
Juice.
It's a very good length from Doble. I think one of the things you see in the women's game compared to the men's is you get a lot more of this cat and mouse floor game compared to the brute force forcing game. I know that kind of leads into stereotypes, but it's just how it tends to play out.
Go.
You get women who are very quick on their feet, able to chase balls into corners, because they're
Advantage.
more often
Receiver.
than not socially playing against a lot of guys who do have that extra bit of strength. Yet another Nick Railroad. Has it been
Juice.
4 now or so? I think.
Half yard.
Well, one thing
Juice.
you might, it's one thing to possibly temper your, excitement a little bit. Then I'm fairly sure Jess. Oh, that's lovely.
She'll be happy with that one.
I think.
Advantage. 1 chase.
I think it was a little bit time
Half yard.
pre-COVID, but not much before COVID. Jess moved to London to pick
Yes.
up a new job, and she didn't have anywhere to stay, so she found herself kind of self-billeted with one of the members here, a guy called Simon Cripps, and as a result, she played a lot of tennis here over the course of about a
Receiver.
6-month period, whilst
Chase half
also
yard.
being in London, dealing with a new job, etc. So
It's good knowledge.
she definitely does not have. She definitely has familiar court considerations. Slight pause in play while someone sits down. Particularly as we've got a half-yard chase, you don't want to be standing in front of the dead on net for this one. Part of the reason I know about that anecdote is that Jess got Simon. Sorry, yeah, Jess got Simon as a thank you a custom tennis racket.
Oh, that's naughty from Doble.
Advantage. Server.
Custom tennis racket featuring Simon's favourite football club, which it doesn't look good. It's a very nice finish, but it's for a club. It's a club in sort of East London direction who play at the London Stadium.
Juice.
So are you suggesting that football teams shouldn't be linked to real tennis rackets, or just you don't like that particular?
I don't think it's a sharp look for that particular one.
You're not a claret and blue fan then?
Sorry?
You're not a claret and blue fan.
If there's a football team that I support, I used to live in Putney for a little while.
Advantage. Server.
If there's a team I would support, I guess it would be Fulham.
Okay.
In that I went to see about 5 or 6 games there once.
Oh, great dead-on shot from Garside.
What a volley.
Miss a target. Juice.
Juice number 6 here in the 4th game of this exhibition match. Doubles to follow.
Chase better than 2.
I won't mention that my first ever football kit was a West Ham Buckter. Charles.
Oh, you're entitled to your opinion, Peter. I'm not gonna deny your right to support a football team.
Advantage, one chase.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, that last shot just a bit difficult to read for Garside off the back wall. It will have changed its character since she was here last, that's for sure. She came up last week for a bit of practice ahead of this exhibition match. Got the call up after Saskia Bollerman, who was originally scheduled to play, had to withdraw through injury. We hope that she gets better and will be playing at the French and then the British.
Advantage, receiver.
Saskia, she sprained her finger trying to grab hold onto a pole on a tube train as it was suddenly accelerating out of the station.
Oh no.
Jude.
At least it's a short chase.
Charles, you must be the best person to have on a quiz team.
She was meant to be. This was during the King's Goblet weekend about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and went from being very sprightly and peachy to being very annoyed about the fact that she basically couldn't hold a tennis racket.
I can imagine.
Juice number 7. Peter, what do you make about how open Nicola's stance is on her left hand forehand?
I'm actually, I was kind of converted by Mr. Wood to being very, very open hitting a forehand. So I went from the classic must step across with your, so I'm right-handed, so must step across with your left foot, to actually going into the forehand side with my right foot and being completely open. So I would actually favour that as a way of hitting the ball on a real tennis court. I think it gives you the opportunity to react to iffy bounces, which real tennis is prone to give you, but also means you're able to just move your weight into the shot. So I personally think it's actually quite a good thing to do.
Advantage,
I don't think there are many sports, so as an example, if you're the right court, being right-handed at the serving end, and you wanted to hit the ball cross court, I think traditional wisdom would have been you'd stepped across with your left foot. But to do that, you're then hitting everything across yourself. And there aren't many sports where you'd suggest that would be a good thing to do.
So Jess Garside breaks the juice exchange, goes for 3-1 lead. Hard work. Can't quite believe that she's, what, 20 minutes, 30 minutes into this match, only 3-1?
Yeah, you turned on the live stream 35 minutes ago then.
Yes, 30 minutes into the match, 3-1, set to 8.
Chase worse than 5. 15 love.
I think she's got a little bit of a tendency to try and do too much with that ball off the back and the side penthouse. She nets it probably more than she ought to, Jess Garside.
15-30.
Doesn't quite have that brutal finish, or at least gets very excited about finding the finish and then can't quite execute it at times.
One chase.
Game back to your point, Ben, about Nicola's open forehand stance, I would say you could, maybe part of the reason that Jess misses that backhand that you've just described is because she steps across so much that she closes herself off and then has to hit round her right hip, which makes it very difficult for her to hit the ball in a controlled way.
Yeah. Yeah, because she's playing with the two-hander as well, so she's got to really get that rotation going in her shoulders.
So she ends up swinging fast to generate some speed, but that makes it difficult to control what you're doing. So you tend to hit a very good shot or a really not so great shot. There isn't very much in between.
So worse than 5 is the chase.
40-15, serve leads, chase worse than 5.
Nicola Doble looking to get back in this match.
(30-40). Chase better than 4.
Played the same shot again, basically.
30-41 chase.
And then
If it wins you 1 point, you might as well try it again.
playing across to Nicola's backhand there, because being a left-hander. When you play a left-hander, Peter, what percentage of shots are you looking to hit to their backhand? Because you would normally try and avoid that on a right-hander's forehand.
So for me, when I was playing, I would have hit pretty much every one of my returns. I'd have volleyed it cross court, whether it was right-handed or left-handed.
Receiver leads, chase better than 4.
So I'm maybe not the best person to ask about that, because that's kind of what I did most of the time.
Fell worse than 4. What's the check?
Good leave in the end.
Juice.
Also, I think where you hit the return can depend in some respects on where your opponent stood, the kind of serve they've hit to you, rather than whether they're right or left-handed.
Chase half a yard.
Juice?
Juice, yeah. Hazard worse than second gallery, 2 chases.
Something I find particularly curious, not at the kind of professional or elite level, is the number of times you might play socially
2 chases,
with
half a yard.
people at whatever clubs.
And hazard worse than second
And
gallery.
it takes about a set and a half for someone to realise that their opponent is left-handed. Is that just the people I play with?
It amazes me. So I did a bit of tennis coaching back in the day, and I would often ask people to show me where they thought the ball had bounced in order that they could move to the appropriate place.
Yeah.
And they would point to a spot on the court that was anywhere between 3 to 5 metres away from the ball had bounced. So I think a lot of people are very unaware of a lot of things going on around them at certain levels.
Hazard worse than second gallery.
I've definitely spoken to people after a match and said, you know they're left-handed, right? No. Yeah. Oh, that makes so much more sense now.
Game. 2 games to 3.
I was forever offering people advice when I was practicing at Hampton, whether they wanted it or not. I remember speaking to a gentleman who'd been on court before me and suggesting that maybe he was stood in the wrong place to hit a particular shot, and he was convinced that he was 3 or 4 metres away from his actual court position.
That's a long way to be apart.
15 love.
I don't like that decision to volley from Garside. He's not really defending anything. Better just take it off the back wall, because it's going to be so high. You can adjust to any strange bounce that comes out afterwards.
Yeah, but this is exactly what you're saying there, Ben. Strange bounce at that back wall. It's the only thing I can talk about at the moment. It's just
Shot.
30 love. love.
Very good serve. Nicola with a few chances here to take herself back to 3-all.
I think a set to 8, remember.
Chase better than 4. 40 love. 8.
Still seeing this cat and mouse game around these short chases. Doesn't need to go for the galleries either. Either player can just, especially because I feel like this court is so wide, you can really target that length of shot as long as you don't hit it onto the wall and get it to come out back square and then narrow the court up a bit.
40 love.
I'm gonna put out a bit
Chase
of
better than 4.
a wild claim. I don't think, and I'm very pleased because Nick Jones has spent a lot of time and a lot of money measuring courts, little tennis courts around the world. I'm conscious of claims that this tennis court is the biggest tennis court in the world.
Didn't say it was the biggest.
No, true. No, I'm not putting words in your mouth, Ben. I'm putting
3
words
games
in
all.
other people's mouth. And I think if you look at the numbers, it probably is, but it's not. Matt, it's not like the second biggest court is like 2 meters thinner. Like, I think the kind of
Double fault.
the perception that the court here is big.
15 love.
I think sometimes the colour of the court makes courts look bigger or smaller.
Yeah, but I think actually if you look at it, I don't think it's a big court, but it's not.
15 love.
But it might only be big by literally a couple of inches.
I wouldn't disagree that when I used to go and play on the courts, a lot of them didn't seem that different.
1 fault.
I think the only ones, I think Fontainebleau, that's big.
Fontainebleau is big. It has galleries the size of dead-ons. It's just massively long.
You mentioned the fact
15
that
all.
Jess is a C-Court member. When I used to go and play at C-Court, as I would on a fair few occasions, I didn't find it that tricky to go from Hampton to there. Didn't.
30-15.
Bits of it were a bit different, but it wasn't. You weren't playing a different game.
I haven't played at Seacourt in a number of years, but I would agree with you there. I found it was quite a happy hunting ground. Different matches and tournaments between Hampton and Seacourt. Which might explain why Jess is making the most of this.
No, I wouldn't say that they're a million miles apart.
No.
For me, the only court, well, actually, that's not quite level 1 or 2. So Paris was very, very bouncy.
30-15.
So that did feel very different. And that, I'm not
Worse
sure whether it was
than 2
narrow or it just felt narrow because it was so bouncy.
Yeah.
So loaded up your wonderful website, Giles. So RTC is acknowledging that Fontainebleau is not on the list.
Yes.
There are 2 others in the UK wider than here.
Ah, there you go. Are you gonna put us on the spot here?
Well, I wonder whether Morton Morrell's quite wide.
It's not my data. It's my website. But it's not my data.
Yes.
30-15.
I merely
The receiver leads.
Nick Jones of
worse than
RT42 sent me the data. I merely presented it.
So one of them is the Oratory.
Okay.
And the Oratory was the first court built in the UK after the war. And was built
40-15.
using this court as a template.
Okay.
And the other is Bristol. And it ends up about a foot wider than the other courts on average in the UK.
Okay.
And about a yard wider than Oxford or Cambridge, which are the narrowest.
30-40.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not a. I mean, Oxford's the size of a postage stamp. That's That's well known. But I think that's yeah. I think that's kind of my point, that it's not. Hampton Court's not an anomaly in any particular direction on that.
Well, I think if courts were meters different, then it would be not really possible to have it as a viable sport.
Yeah, that's true.
Like when you go down and play the Tripot in France, that's not really real tennis.
Shot.
I think for me the biggest difference was going to courts where the lighting was very different, because there are some courts that are very dark, or the lighting just so Morton Mole to me always felt very orangey when the lights were on, so it would take a while to adjust. And Lords was often very dark.
I was going to say, my occasions of playing at Lords, I would often feel dark, and it's
4 games to 3.
It's a pretty similar paint setup to here, and yet it would still feel very dark.
So Nicola Doble back in the lead. 4-3 was 3-1 down.
It's first to 8.
Love.
I don't think I've seen so many Nick demi-piqués before.
You've not seen Nicola Doble play in this court before, have you?
That's what those 6:30 morning courts do for you.
Stroke. 15 all.
Good crowd in for the ladies exhibition match, brought to you by the LRTA. Plenty of people have stayed on after the Champions Trophy semi-finals. That's that ball that I would just like Jess to take off the back wall.
I was going to say, it's another one that just probably didn't need to volley.
I would have said she could have got away with the volley had she not taken a big swing like she did. She'd got
whatever it was not the right decision.
Yes.
Simon Talbot Williams in the chat is now coming to MCC's defence. Laws has just been deep cleaned and the floor is a completely different colour. Very, very light. That sounds like an invitation to go and play sometime, Simon. I'd love to.
I always thought that the floor colouring was light. I just found that the building itself at times felt dark. Maybe it's because I always used to practice with Jamie Douglas there and he hit the ball so hard I didn't see it.
Oh, lovely shot from Jess Garside. That's what happens when it pays off.
Chase.
One thing I will say about Lords is it's all changed at Lords because they've reground their floor and cleaned it out, as Simon points out, and they've also reinstated the David Cull Trophy, which is their club championships, where the number 3 seed is Jamie Douglas.
Better than last gallery.
Number 2 seed Robert Shankman and the number 1 seed Robert Fay.
I did see that was a reasonably strong club singles draw.
Which I think makes it the strongest club championship, now beating out RMTC in Melbourne, which I think was the previous strongest club championship in the world.
40-30,
They would have had
better than last gallery.
Mike Happel.
Yeah, and Mike Williams, Daniel Williams.
Oh.
Super shot.
Game. 4 games all.
4 all in the race to 8.
Thanks for your comment, Ian, about the commentary being a bit difficult to hear. That might be something Ben can have a little look at.
Chase 1 and 2.
I might be eating mine if I bring it any closer.
I was about to say, I can't get much closer to that.
Last gallery, 2 chases. Level 1 and 2, and the
Sure,
last
gallery chase would please Nick Wood. He's a big fan of that chase.
He, and not just that, but I'd say most of the pros that have come through this court and through this club were quite relentless in their second gallery and last gallery pursuits. I think if you ever look at some of Chris Chapman's stats, particularly around the time that he was competing for eliminators, and you looked at where he was setting chases, you would have pretty much kind of nothing on the floor, and then massive spike at last gallery and massive spike at second gallery.
Lost the chase. 15 love. Last gallery.
Oh, is it?
Won the chase.
And a fabulous shot from Jess Garside to get that short chase in.
15 all.
The thing that then becomes quite funny is then when you start looking at Josh Smith's statistics, as then he starts getting onto the pro circuit, his stats follow the same pattern.
Oh, what a bullet from Jess Garside.
That's some pace, isn't it?
Didn't see it, sorry. No, I know. I'm just having it. 15 all.
Nicola trying to convince Jack that she'd touched that. Chase still awarded.
Chase. Better than 3. 2 chases.
The great thing about chase last gallery is your opponent can't get to it. Whereas on the floor, if you're playing people who are very, very quick,
15 all.
they'll chase the balls down a lot.
Yep.
Better than 2 and better than 3.
Yeah, it just kind of it just takes an option completely away from your opponent.
Yep. If you hit it often enough, they can feel quite helpless because they just feel, whatever I do,
Chase
can't,
better than
can't
2.
stop
Yeah,
that.
can't stop it, and it's a cheap way to lose the serve.
I think one of the Blaber sisters.
30-15.
Best
Better
than
than
2.
3.
Just had to play it.
So, 40-15. Game. 5 games to 4, 70.
What can Nicola do right now? My gosh.
Has she gone off to the bathroom?
She's gone. I think she's got. I think she's just got.
I think she said nosebleed.
Nosebleed.
Well, we had that at the Moore Family Office Summer Challenge.
She got the kit.
about a month ago. We had Levi Gale was about to hit the first ball of the match and got a nosebleed and had to come straight off. It had the player introductions, had the love all play, and then all of a sudden, nope, nosebleed, and then we had to spend 15 minutes collecting tissues and waiting for it to go away. So hopefully she'll be okay. But should be back hopefully shortly. Yeah. Sorry for this disruption to play. It's not it's far from the strangest delay of play that we've ever seen. Had at least 2 rain delays. We still got Charles and Peter upstairs.
Yeah. We're still here. We're just having taking a bit of a stretch, a bit of a breather.
Fine, okay. We've had rain delays on real tennis courts before. We had it at the Tampa Tour in Hollyport, had the leak in the roof. Ended up playing with a towel on the floor. And we had rain delay in Paris because the top windows were open. And so it was literally just raining straight onto the court. I don't know if you two have experienced anything else in terms of strange delays of play.
Court sweating at Cambridge, I think it happens quite regularly.
Yeah.
First Billy Ross Skinner I ever played back in the early 2000s. We had to stop play on the Sunday and then all pitch back up on the Monday in order that we could play.
So this actually we had to have some. We've often had some court delays here. I think the most notable one, 2019 Championship Trophy. I think Rob was playing Mathieu. I think it was in one of the Friday repechage matches. Or no, it may even have been a semi-final on the Saturday. Something that the pros talk about here a lot is how incredibly sensitive the fire alarms are in this place. And I guess to some extent the Palace have got a fair point. There was quite a bad fire here in the 90s and half the Palace kind of burnt down. But it does mean that if the pros in their apartments are cooking some toast and it's gone a little bit too much, then suddenly they have to evacuate the building. That happened during the semi-final, and we had to evacuate the entire palace onto the sort of the East Gardens, which would be, I guess, on the left as you might look at the club, as you look at things from tennis court. Had to evacuate the entire place. I think play was paused for the best part of 15 minutes while everybody marched off. Rob, I think, made a note of it in his acceptance speech.
Slight change, we're going to 6 games. Score stands at... Score stands at 5 games to 4.
So the exhibition match has been shortened to 6 games. I've got one more strange disruption for you, and that is every year at the British Open, at some point we play on the 11th of November, and there's a 2-minute silence that we have to observe during the matches.
So another good one about court disruption, because it's not this one's not really a delay; it's kind of much more disruption. King's Goblet here last weekend of June. Ooh. King's Goblet handicap doubles here last weekend of June. Also coincides with London Marching Band Week, which I'm not making up. It's a very serious thing. People coming from a number of countries to take part, and on the Sunday they use Hampton Court for a marching band contest. And what I will say is they're very serious about it, and it's very, very loud.
So once again, we have shortened the exhibition match to 6 games set. So we want to get the doubles on sooner rather than later. And then I think the members want their court back after that.
Well, I was going to say, Ben, I have a very faint recollection looking at the booking sheet that you've got a couple of hours tonight on this court.
Yeah, I do like to get on the court whenever I'm out and about the real tennis world, otherwise it gets a bit dull sitting in a booth all day. Well, can I just say the support for this ladies' exhibition match has been great. We've had the dead-ons full, we've had the top people up on the top gallery. Here supporting this first experiment of a format.
Because I think this is the vision was the long-term vision really is for a ladies' Champions Trophy draw. If I kind of read the rooms or hear the rumours, which would be an amazing addition to the real tennis calendar, and an amazing event to be having here at Hampton Court.
Not least because there's not actually all that much tennis later on in the Champions Trophy now with the best of 3 format.
40 love.
So,
Half a yard.
Match points then, at least until we get the doubles going. So the doubles we will have with Catherine Carney and Garside Blaber ahead of their under-19 Girls World Championships in a couple of weeks.
Game, set, match.
So that will be the match, at least for now. These two will carry on the doubles court. Are you sticking around, Giles? Have you got places to be?
I think Peter and I have got places to be, I'm afraid.
I'm afraid I do need to head back home.
So do stay tuned. I will continue on with you. We'll be back very shortly. On the same stream, you don't have to change your set. We will be back for the doubles. We'll leave you briefly because I have to go and set up the tablet.
Maybe. Use both hands. Your grandson, George, adorable. I didn't really meet the other one. Was his brother cool? I didn't meet his brother. Yeah. She's so cute. Yeah. Pardon? I'm okay, I think. Huh? Yeah, I think we're good. I'll let you know if not. Huh? What? Now or never. Oh, she wants to come back.
Nico's playing with Doble.
Yeah.
Set to 6 or set to 8?
Great question.
When it's a set to 8, you can finish it early. That's it.
Do you mind
I think
Like this.
Okay, welcome back to this part 2 of the ladies exhibition doubles here at the Champions Trophy Royal Tennis Court, Hampton Court Palace. We've got Catherine Carney on court. Darcy Blaber's just running through the pro shop. Darcy Blaber is the daughter of Scott Blaber, the senior professional here. Plays relatively high-level squash as well. Handicap of about 43. Catherine Carney currently playing out of the Oratory School, working hard with Claire Fay on her game of late. And she will be, after the Under-19 Worlds, will be off to Australia to take up a fellowship in Melbourne for her gap year, looking to improve her tennis as much as she can. Carney has made what? She made her Open debut at the French Open last year. Great experience for her, going across and playing in Paris. And so we will have Darcy Blaber at this end, Catherine Carney at the other to knock up. Still not entirely sure on the condition of Nicola Doble. She's not feeling all that great, but she, well, thumbs up from Jess here in the commentary box that she's good to go. So hopefully we'll have a good display of doubles for these two as they prepare for their Under-19 World Championships. That's going to be in Tuxedo, the second edition of that tournament. The first one was held alongside the Ladies World Championships at the Oratory in 2023. However, because the Ladies World Championship draw changed from the open draw to the restricted draw, the Under-19s hasn't carried across as a joint competition. So it's being run as a standalone and Tuxedo alongside the US Junior Nationals. So a number of British players heading across to that, a number of American players taking part as well. Great to see the support given to the young players here in the UK, especially the young girls. It's not a division that has traditionally seen a lot of support, but the more and more exposure it gets, the more and more funding and opportunities these girls get to play and show off their talent, is the more the better. Still just completing their knock-ups. Let's have a quick look at Darcy, aged 16. Doubles handicap 47, singles of 43, coming down very quickly. Played at the schoolgirls events. With the doubles, played the last Under-19s in the singles. And then Catherine Carney at the other end of the court. Oh, that's not the right player. There we go. Catherine Carney out of the Oratory. Doubles handicap of 43, singles of 41. As I said earlier, playing out of the Oratory. Played with Nicola Doble, the British Ladies Open this year. Reached the final, where they played Claire Fay and Tara Lumley. So great experience for Catherine on the big stage, and the big stage now is the Champions Trophy. So Nicola and Darcy to serve, the RTC duo.
Are you doing it? Are you ready?
I think the girls
For the doubles portion of this ladies exhibition match. Jess Garside, a very experienced doubles player. Played the finals of the 3 Opens, which were just the final of the British with Catherine. So it should be underway very shortly. Not sure where that microphone tapping is coming from. It's not at this end. Apologies if that burst your eardrums. Just through the final stages of the knockout now. I believe Jack Josephs will continue in the marker's chair for this doubles match. I think we're going to be playing a set to 6, so about half an hour of doubles. And then that will be it for the day. Come back tomorrow for the final of the Champions Trophy. That will be John Lumley and Nick Howell. The 1 and 2 seeds, the 2 most recent winners of the competition. Should be an absolutely fantastic event tomorrow. Looks like it will be a sellout.
You ready?
That said, even if it is, do come along to the Royal Tennis Court. Anyway, side galleries are free viewing for the public. All right, here we go. Let's get underway. Let's see some tennis. So it will be the RTC pair to serve first. Nicola Doble and Darcy Blaber.
Darcy. No, seen her a couple of times. Okay.
She's discussing tactics. Here we go. Let's get underway. Jack Joseph's the marker.
Now it's time for the first Champions Trophy Exhibition Ladies Doubles match. It's going to be 1 set to 6 games. And on the serving end, representing the Royal Tennis Court, Darcy Blaber and Nicola Doble. On the hazard end, representing the Oratory and Sea Court, Catherine Carney and Jess Garside. 1 set to 6 games. Looks like Darcy serving to Jess. Level.
Interesting combination. So the veterans with the juniors taking each other's serves.
Plays half a yard.
Tough one to start for Darcy. Great shot from Garside. You know, if you serve that railroad, you've got to cover that forehand side.
Up. Worse than last gallery. 2 chases.
So change of venture, first chance to see Carney and Garside serving.
15 love, receivers lead. Chase half
How
a
they
yard.
will shape up. Looks like, well, first one's going to be half a yard, so you can't really say much out of that. Another great rivalry from Jess.
Chase worse than last gallery. Oh.
Oh, Darcy Blaber just sneaks it into the dead on. She is going to benefit from a lot of that home crowd support today. Plenty of RTC members in the galleries, as well as those from further afield. That's just stayed in. Handed apology from Jess. Still can't quite believe it. Up in the sun. She's just passing through the windows at the moment, as you can see on your screen. Still with the young ones at the back. So first notch on the scoreboard to Garside and Carney.
Stroke. 15 love.
This is where it becomes difficult for Catherine, having to deal with Doble's return of serve into that forehand side. I think that was
15-0.
Probably Nicola's ball. Darcy getting very keen on playing it. Garside just being blinded by the sun there. Not easy with that high volley. I need to get the cap out.
15. Daniel.
Carney's covering the back of this court
40,
well.
30. No chases.
Insofar as she's getting to the balls, but she's not quite being able to return them with any form of venom at this stage. That's better from Carney.
Good.
Pressuring Blaber around that timbre, and then the finish from Jess. Very strong.
Advantage receivers.
Another one just floats into the dead on.
It's the game. One game all.
As this race to 6 stands at 1-all. Excellent line from Carney. Just saw that Doble was up in front of the timbre and made her have to play it.
Go.
Another great line from
15-all.
Blaber. Threading between the two players, Jess just too stretched out on her forehand.
$30-15. Chase. Second gallery.
Fabulous rally. Garside just not prepared for the ball coming out of the bando like that.
Oh.
Perhaps could have been watching it back and turned around to play it as it came through, but had wandered very far up towards the net.
40-15, one
Right
chase.
on target from Carney.
Better than the second gallery.
So Garside and Carney down the receiver's end with a good chase to attack as they look to earn a lead here in the match. Garside chomping down a banana,
40-15.
adding to the tally for the week.
Receivers lead better than second gallery. Game to the receivers. 2 games to 1, receivers lead.
Point serve statistic is amazing, 18 to 4. Can get that to be very lopsided in doubles. Great kill from Doble.
15 love.
Left-handed forehand volley, proving very devastating.
Thirty love. Chase worse than 3.
I think you can definitely tell there's a bit of a pace difference in the amount of power that Nicola and Jess are able to generate compared to Darcy and Catherine. So they won't necessarily have seen before in the women's game. That will be a part of their development going forward. But if Darcy can hit lines like that, she doesn't need the power.
Love, the receivers lead. Chase worse than 3.
Worse than 3 is the chase. Both players back.
Okay. 2 games all.
So levelling up the Hampton Court pairing 2-all. Thought she'd killed it on that first forehand, but Doble once again too strong. Jess has been absolutely nailing those Nick railroads all afternoon. That one's a little bit less impressive.
Thank you. 30-15. Vote.
Blaber just finding a bit of vulnerability from Jess's net play. Going straighter instead of straight at the galleries. Getting it on a forehand, which is expecting the backhand. Carney struck that straight into Nicola's hitting zone.
2 chases, 30 all.
Really need to just push a little bit more onto the main wall, get it coming across Nicola.
And worse than 3.
In the end, it lays that very short chase.
All, hazard half a yard. Hazard half. T30, chase worse than 3. Worse than 3.
time it's Blaber in with the Nick Railroads.
Advantage server.
Playing here on her home court, mere meters away from her apartment. Oh, the crowd had given up on that ball, but Blaber hadn't, trying to chase it down. Carney's volleying, she manages to tickle over.
Advantage, one chase.
Volleying from all 4 players on the court there was impressive. So advantage now to the receivers, to the RTC pair.
Receivers, chase Worston second gallery.
What can they win from here?
Yeah.
Plenty of options, second gallery open. Not the best serve. And all well put away from Blaber.
Game. 3 games to 2. All up. 3 games to 2, receivers lead.
So the home players with the advantage.
Love. Chase 5 and 6.
Yeah, a couple of loose railroads from Carney's, just feeding into Nicola a little bit too much. Did get Doble on the volley, but couldn't capitalise.
30 love.
So now go with the chase, looking like they're the favourites in this game. Another not so great railroad.
Chase, worse than 2.
Nicola definitely,
2 chases.
her eyes lit up there as she looked to put it away.
Love, the service lead. Chase 5 and 6. Oh.
The Nick Railroads continue here at the Royal Tennis Court.
40 love, chase worse than 2.
Doble getting in on the action.
Fifteen, 40.
Good result on the worse than 2 chase. Forcing Blaber to play in the corners.
Game.
So the home court players
to 2,
now the 4-2 lead in this ladies exhibition doubles.
Love.
Darcy handling that cut volley from Jess very well.
15 love.
Didn't quite get the middle of the racket, hence out for a hazard chase.
30 love. Love, one chase.
This could be coming to a conclusion quite quickly. The way that Doble and Blaber are playing. 4-2 up, 40 love up. Carney and Garside need to capitalise on the service end now.
Love. Receivers lead. Hazard worse than 2. Hazard. It's Hazard worse than 2. Vote. $15.40.
Blaber going for the flare shot after Carney's frame volley. Couldn't quite pull it off.
Game. 5-2. Love. Hazard.
Well covered from Doble, but just full stretch to get the volley in.
Better than the door. Hazard.
Putting it behind her shoulder. Still in with a chance, these two.
30 love.
And the score back to 3-5.
Chase worse than 3. 2 chases.
So often in doubles, it's so much easier to make progress at the service end. You just feel with Doble and Blaber back down here, you might find it that little bit easier. Try and push through, get to that 6th game.
Love, the receivers lead. Hazard worse than the door. Hazard.
Fantastic volley from Blaber, but Garside is up to it.
40 love, chase worse than 3.
Take on that ball, hitting the galleries to win the hazard chase.
Lost the chase, so worse than 4.
Great call there from Nicola.
15-40.
Blaber having to trust her on the call, but it's the right one in the end.
30-40.
Straight down the middle.
Game 3 games to 5. Service lead.
Garside and Carney still in with a shot.
Love. Has it worse than 2?
Fabulous serving from Blaber, that really wide underarm twist. Just catching Garside out of position. See it again. Just catches that side wall, takes this and kick as Blaber puts it in the grill.
One chase.
I believe that's going to be match points, because I believe that we're playing to 6. But as it's an exhibition, no one really knows.
40 love. 40 love receiver leads. Hazard worse than 2.
Hazard chase. With the dead-on to finish, that brings us to the end of the first ever women's exhibition here at the Champions Trophy.
Final score 6 games to 3.
From the Royal Tennis Court at Hampton Court Palace. Great to see these young girls out here. They're off to Tuxedo in a couple of days' time for their Under-19 World Championships. One quick look at the match summary before we sign off for today. Do join us again at 11:30 tomorrow for the final of the Champions Trophy. Nick Howell and John Lumley. Until then, my name's been Ben Gasenbeek. Goodbye.